All right, Coach. Thanks for taking the time to sit down with me today.
Anytime.
I know it's a busy week for you, for
Anytime.
sure. Let's talk a little bit about the season. I know it hasn't gone the way that everybody has wanted to around, the North Medford community, but in your words, what's been going on this season?
It's probably a mixture of a lot of things, As you watch us throughout the season, we have some really solid and great moments, and then we have our downs and our lows, and I think, we spoke about it earlier, just, a little bit of the energy and how, this group of kids reacts to different situations. I think, I thought after the Grants Pass game, our experience on the field would change, but I think it just really showed through, with varsity experience and the ability to compete at a level, at the varsity level for 4 quarters. We weren't able to really sustain throughout, and so as those things happen, you start to, then there's kids that'll try to do too much, you try to compensate, try to help, and in their minds they're just trying to help the team win, right? And then a lot of times those things end up turning into another way, and then it turns, not that our kids were selfish by any means, but it becomes a little bit of lack of trust, is this group going to do it? Is that group going to do it? And we just weren't able to quite put it together, for 4 quarters, in those games that we had early on. If we could have probably put those things together early on, Grants Pass game, a West Salem game, there's a lot of things that could kind of flip for us, and we were about mid-season, and I felt like we were about 20 plays, 5 games in from being 4-1 rather than 0-5. So I think it's learning lessons, and the group's got to be able to learn from it all. And I was just happy for the kids to get one last week.
Well, it was a combination of a lot of things. I think we said it at the beginning of the year, we had a lot of kids that didn't really have any varsity experience in this team. We had a large graduating class of seniors that left, with only a few guys left that returned back that had, Friday night football experience. So those guys all had to, and those guys were all coming from a really successful JV program, but it's a significant difference between playing JV football on a Thursday afternoon to playing Friday night under the lights against, grown-up people. And so there was a learning curve that was evident, and it showed up, and it wasn't always the same thing every week that was kind of catching us. Obviously, it's some years it's worse than others in terms of injuries, but we had some pretty devastating injuries, all, that just kind of seemed to just every week, it was just like something else would happen, another bug would bite us, right? And it's like, then you're just trying to scramble. And to our kids' credit, like, we had a bunch of kids that would, at the drop of a hat, be ready to fill in and jump in and go play a spot that maybe wasn't their spot that they've been practicing all year, but they'd jump in on a Monday because there was a need, and they'd, try their best to be ready to go Friday. And, like I said, I think there was, from a wins and losses standpoint, yes, I would say that the season didn't go the way that we would want it to go. But I will tell you what, if you have to endure a season like we endured, you would want to do it with the guys that we went through it with, because they never lost their drive. A lot of times when I've been doing this is my 19th season. I've been doing this a long time. A lot of times when you have years that are trending in a negative direction, you'll have kids kind of start to turn on each other, or their collective investment will drop, and they won't be as bought into doing the little things and really not really caring about correcting mistakes because it's not going to make a difference or whatever. And we didn't have that at all. Like, these guys bought into the process. Every week they were working to correct the things that showed up on film from the week before, and unfortunately every week there seemed to be some new things that popped up that we would have to attack the next week. And so I would say, like, I'm super encouraged about the growth that happened, even though the growth had to happen in a painful way. I know there was growth. And I know our kids feel that there was growth, and I know that they feel like a lot of those losses, like, we could, as easily as we're, 1-7, we could easily be 5-2, 4-3, easily, with a couple of bounces of the ball one way or the other. And so I think that they know that. And like I said, a credit to our kids and a credit to our culture that we have here, that the kids, they never lost the faith, they never lost the desire, they uphold the standard. And, you know, even if the wins don't come, we still do things a certain way. And they did that.
Kind of like what you were saying right there, a lot of self-inflicted wounds. I noticed with this group of guys, they were a very emotional group. They definitely let their emotions get the best of them sometimes, and that turned into penalties a lot of the time. Going into this week with South Medford, it's going to be an emotional game. There's going to be even more emotions and energy than there has been at any of the other games. How do you get the guys to control that a little bit?
You know, we talk about it all week. I mean, that's the key to it is just reminding them, you know, hopefully the voice in the back of their head that, you know, that you end up ringing it during that time of emotion, you know. So hopefully those pieces will carry us, you know, with an emotional game like this one. But I think, you know, regardless of which side of town you're on, you know, regardless of your record, you know, this game just gets played differently, you know, just like any rivalry game, you know, that it's anything can happen. So I think this week has been about, you know, preparing to be our best, you know, and controlling what we can control and take care of us and that kind of thing. And so hopefully those things show through on Friday.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that, but let's go back to last week against South Salem. You guys played a great game and put it together on both sides of the ball. Self-inflicted wounds are kind of what let South Salem kind of get into that game with you guys. How did that momentum carry into this week?
You know, I think it's nice to, you know, anytime you get the monkey off your back, if it's week 2, if it's week 3, if it's week 6, you know, unfortunately it had to be week 8 for us, you know, is to be able to kind of get over that hump. And I was just proud of the kids in that moment, you know. A lot of times you'll see teams that are 0-7 at that point, you know, and we go through a third quarter like we did where, you know, we let them get, you know, self-inflicted wounds. They do a good job. They come back, they tie the game. You know, then in the fourth quarter, we're not able to get anything going still offensively. They end up scoring to go up. But just to have enough confidence in themselves, you know, to be able to get it done, to come back and win, you know, it shows a lot of grit, this group, you know. So they have it. It's being able to find it and do it in a consistent way.
Looking ahead to this week and tomorrow, the 40th annual Black vs. Blue Bowl. It's a big one. And like you said,
cool.
it can go any way. It doesn't matter what your guys' records are and things like that. It's just, you know, it's one of those games. A rivalry game can go any way. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys feel like you're going to do this week. How do you feel like your game plan and your prep has been this week? How you feeling?
You know, I think the kids have bought into the plan and what we're doing and how we're going about this week. You know, and I there's not very many weeks I would have said they aren't bought in, you know. So they've done a good job. They understand the game, you know. Even these guys, most of them were JV guys, they played a tough game here, you know, as JVs last year to come back and win. So it's one of those games. You just gotta be able to control everything that you can control. You know, you got to play on the edge. You know, I actually had to learn it after the first year of how we approach this game, you know, and it's not just another game. Like, you know, we're battling, you know, and we're going to get after it. And there's a lot of friendships that are crossed, you know, teams, you know, but when the whistle blows, right, for Friday, like those things go out the window, just like any competitive kid has. Doesn't matter if it's on a Friday night or on, you know, lunchtime basketball when they were at Hedrick, you know. So those things got to come out, and we got to make sure we, you know, play control, we do our job, we execute, we take care of the football. Those are all the, you know, major keys in any football game, but especially in rivalry games. We got to take care of the football and we got to do our job.
It's good. I mean, again, South Week is always different. We tell the kids every Sunday, it's like, it's time to just, you know, we got to go radio silent, right? Where we don't practice at Spiegelberg, which all throughout the season we practice at Spiegelberg. South Week we practice at North. We just do our own thing. We lock in. We lock the gates and do our own thing. And we focus on us and we focus on the prep because this game's different. It is. I mean, I played in this game. I've coached in this game now this is my 7th, 8th year back here at North as a coach. Like, I've lived it, I've walked through that door as a player getting ready to go play against the other team, and it's different. Like, everything, like, there is something that gets elevated in you when you're getting ready to play black and blue. And so, for us, they had to be able to practice so that Friday night they can run through the smoke, right? Like, all the stuff that's gonna be going on, and all the, you know, like we're a 2-school town. And so it's like these kids all know each other. They grew up playing youth football together. A lot of them, it's different now, but a lot of them went to middle school together. And so it's like, then once they hit high school, they kind of branched off. And it's like, you got to go from being homeboys to being rivals. And you may even be homeboys up until last Sunday. But once the calendar rolled, it's like, nope, cut it off. Because it's about the guys in red and black beating the guys in blue and black. And that's just the way that it is. And that's the only way it is. Because regardless of what their records are, regardless of what level of success or not having success you have, when you play this game, it comes down to who wants it more on that night. Because I'll tell you, as a coach, I never lost this game as a player, and as a coach, the only times I feel like we ever lost it was when maybe we let that team want it a little bit more than we do. So ever since that happened, that's been a focus of ours, is it's like, the team that wants it more is going to win it, and that will be us.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with the Medford School District. Our local sponsors make these free live athletic streams possible, so please make sure to support their businesses. I am Boomer Marshall alongside Colton Treadway, and we are coming to you live from the house that legendary coach Fred Spiegelberg built, Spiegelberg Stadium in Medford, Oregon, for the granddaddy of them all, the Black and Blue Bowl, the Little Civil War Medford edition. So welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week for the matchup of the year in Southern Oregon. The Black Tornado of North Medford High School hosting the Panthers of South Medford High School.
You understand where I'm at? We got to put these guys behind schedule. We got to put the pressure on them, right? We already know this is it. Last hoorah. Empty the freaking tank. We talked about it on Sunday. Well, now it's time.
None of this. You have 48 minutes, buddy.
Bird. Indy. Joel. Here. Desmond. Here. Gino. Here.
Let's go, Simpson! Let's go! Punch it up! Punch it up! Hey, hold on! Hold on! Punch it! Punch it! Go! 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 Punch it up! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Just come on! Let's
Stop. Hey, stop. Just walk in. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Hey, we will talk about Hey, no better night than this, right? This is exactly what you want. You want a game against your rival on a Friday night like this. You understand where I'm at? Hey, there's no way out for them except through us. If we get to decide how it goes, you understand? Hey, let's go get in a fight tonight. You guys with that? Let's go beat that ass. Well, but y'all three, let them know. 1, 2, 3.
Bow your head, touch your brother. Let's go. Thank you, Jesus, for waking us up another day. We are so grateful and blessed we get to play in this huge rivalry game on this great holiday, Lord, with all of our friends and families in the stands watching. May you clear our head of all distractions and hearts of burdens we may bear so we can perform our very best and see through your eyes, Jesus. Please keep us and the opposing team safe tonight. May none of the seniors take this last game for granted, for you have blessed us with one last game to prove everything we need to. In the Lord's name, amen.
Amen.
Hey, you've heard it multiple times, right? Tonight, right? This is one of those nights. You go make memories tonight, right? That you're gonna remember being able to knock their asses out. You guys got me? Right? We talked about it this morning in Zero Block. Okay, we talked about doing, right? And I love the way Frey talked about it. Keep treading water, keep your head above water, right? Keep your head above water, right? Because you know what? We are stronger than them. You guys got me? And you guys have each other's back. You stay together, you keep each other above water, all right? You go jump on them right away. At the end of it, right, it's gonna come to two things, right? In rivalry games, it comes to two things. It comes right here, right here. You guys got me, right? Are you gonna have more guts than they do for 48 minutes? Or are you gonna play with more heart for 48 minutes? What are you gonna bring for 48 minutes for this group right here? Right? This group right here, go play 48 minutes together, right? And let's go kick their ass. Got it? Let's go!
A sight to behold at Spiegelberg Stadium. For years and years and years, the Black Tornado taking the field 7 o'clock on a Friday night. Not too many Halloween nights though as this happened. Black and blue. Most electrifying moment in Southern Oregon High School athletics was right there. The Panthers and the Black Tornado taking the field. Black Tornado coming off a huge win last week at South Salem as they upended the Saxons 27-26. Black Tornado felt like they were snake bit much of the year. Had some opportunities and some games to win. We'll go over those results as the game gets closer. But the designated home team this year, the Black Tornado.
Sportsmanship, number 1.
This is the 40th annual. Now they've played 41 times, but this is the 40th annual. They played twice last year, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. North holds the overall advantage, 21-19.
Second thing, this is part of the classroom, gentlemen. Even though we are playing football, we are on school property, okay? So, in class, can you cuss? No, you cannot cuss. You go to the principal, correct? So we are not going to cuss today. Let's keep our attitudes positive, okay? If we hear it, we gotta send you off, and you probably won't be playing, okay? South Medford, you are visitors. I have a silver dollar, gentlemen. Everybody see the heads? The eagle is tails. What do you call? I'm gonna throw it up, let it hit the ground since we're on turf. Tails is called. Heads it is. North, you've won the toss. You want the ball.
Not only do they share that stadium, but they share a tunnel where one team tonight will chant whose house? Our house. While the other team walks back to their locker room listening in pain and disbelief. I've been on the winning side, losing side, as a ball boy, a player, a coach, an alumni, or a fan. When you win, it's the best. When you lose, it's the worst. Whatever way it goes tonight, more memories will be made here at the house that Fred Spiegelberg built in Spiegelberg Stadium. start. 1st and 10 on the right hash at their own 32-yard line. Third and 5, Traeger Healy coming out. Bottom of your screen is Liam Ray. Brady Patterson right next to him. Panthers showing man-to-man. Patterson runs a little out route. Healy's gonna keep the ball, look to run, and he's got it out over the 40-yard line, and a big tackle there. That was number 42, Eric Toney. But it's gonna be enough as Healy picks up 6. And he's got enough for a first down. South Medford not in wholesale man-to-man defense here. Might be playing a little zone coverage. They'll roll right. Patterson in the flat. They got him behind the line of scrimmage. Healy stays alive. Shades of Eli Manning. Now he's got a man downfield. Oh, and it's picked off! Elijah Ingram out of nowhere! Unbelievable! They got Wes Boyd in there at the Wildcat. There goes LaFay. LaFay has it. He makes a move upfield. LaFay reaching, riding, touchdown, South Medford. What a call by Coach Singler as LaFay went over the left side in a Wildcat formation. Touchdown, Panthers. Healy in the gun. Liam Ray in the slot to the bottom of your screen, or excuse me, to the bottom of your screen. He's gonna go in motion. Panthers didn't really adjust to it. Snap is over his head. Healy's retreating, trying to get it. Has it now. He's gonna throw it away. That might be grounding. Good job by Healy to stay composed there. Had the makings of a safety or something of that sort, but he able to get it to a receiver in the direction.
Out of tough, we're gonna Rocky Lucy to it, right? Let's get guys to the block side. You see where I'm at? Okay, so be listening when we're in tough. Be listening for Rocky Lucy to fly motion and get lateral, right? Be wide and go get this thing done.
McConnell Brown with LaFay and the pistol behind him. Turn, hand it off to LaFay. Grinding back, leaning over. Kellen LaFay from 3 yards out. Touchdown, South Medford.
aggressive, be ready for punch, be ready for revo here, right? They got 3 running backs on the field. Be ready for bunch, toss, revo, right? Or top pass.
Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. And as the buzzer sounds, able to give the Panthers a 3-possession lead going to the half. We're gonna take a break.
And our linebackers need to widen out because the run-throughs are there, but we're late getting to it, I think, because we're trying to scrape and then go. And I think if we widen out just a step, and you can take that extra second, and then go fit it right now vertically, right? That's what we need to do. Remember, the deal was we got to get 22 to stop his feet. We're getting him to stop his feet, but we're not there with what we need, right? We're late to that. It's 24 more minutes. This is what it is. I will go to war with you guys any day of the week, but you guys have to go fight. I can't go do it for you. I would if I could, I promise you. But I want this for you. I want you guys to believe. I want to see in your eyes that you know that you can go do this.
Hey, listen. Hey, right now this is a test, right? This is a test. How much do you believe right now, right? We need to stop a big play and get something going offensively. You guys got me? Right? Hey, and all that is belief, right? You guys got to believe. Every single play, you guys got to believe. Have each other's back. Let's go get this thing. Let's go. Let's go.
Here at Black Tornado kickoff, Elijah Ingram has it, going to get out past the 20 and is going to be ridden out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So that's where South Medford will take over 1st and 10 here to start the 3rd quarter. Good. LaFay back in. He's got a lane. 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, LaFay. And the Panthers are going to score from 21 yards out this time. Behind the blocking of Wes Boyd. In that big offensive line. Panthers 23, Black Tornado 0. I think that's going to have enough to run the clock out here in the 3rd quarter. So the Panthers get a touchdown and an extra point in quarter number 3 by guess who? Kellen LaFay. Have a night, young man. The senior running back is running all over the place behind that big offensive line, and Wes Boyd, he's been absolutely outstanding. Let's see if he can punch another in on the other side of the break. Turn handed off to Wes Boyd, the big senior, and he's not going to be stopped. Wes Boyd downhill on the little zone play or wham blocking play. Cue the fight song. The Panthers running away with it. Touchdown, South Medford, as they extend the lead now 30-0. Panthers, 4 men down in that 4-3. Pressure coming from the backside. Ball is out, but it's going to be incomplete. And Black Tornado player is down. Is that Quinn Scott? That might be Quinn Scott. And now you got the senior Brady Patterson in at quarterback. And that was a fireball of a snap. Patterson will throw long, and it's going to be intercepted by Sammy Huxtable. He's at the 25, 20, speedster. He's going to go. Sammy! Touchdown, South Medford. On a pick six, the senior Sammy Huxtable took it and went the distance. Touchdown, Panthers. We got a flag. Fourth down and 13. Brady Patterson, the third string quarterback, in at quarterback for the Black Tornado. Eludes one, gonna throw a ball down the left sideline. Ray is there, but it's gonna be intercepted by the Panthers. And that's gonna be Seward. Cade Seward. I think the Panthers got to take one more knee, and that will do it. McConnell Brown and the South Medford Panthers get the job done. Final score, South Medford 30, North Medford 0, as the Panthers do it in dominating fashion. Physicality, running the football downhill with a lot of grit. So in the 40th play, the Black and Blue Bull, South Medford gets the job done.
Guys came in as freshmen, you look around, there not as many of you anymore, right? That shows the level of this that you should be proud of, okay? Thank you, seniors. Give me a hand. Love you, coach. With all respect, I know it stinks. I want to love, honor, respect Judah. Me and him talked the entire game and he played his ass off.
Been a big part of my career so far at North. I really appreciate what you guys have done for me. I want to love, honor, respect Everett. We had the option about 10 weeks ago, either play the rest of the season or quit on us, and we stuck it out.
That's your life. That shows a lot of guts, right? Commitment. The whole game on offense, every single player was like, damn it, my knee hurts. Damn it, my knee hurts. They just kept going. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I want to love, honor, respect Liam. He played pretty much every snap this game, and he stuck his face in there every single play.
Hey, I got one. I want to love, honor, respect Samson. Okay, because the guy is one-armed, and he did everything he could to get back this week, and he never quit. We literally had to drag him off the field on defense. I got so much respect for you, man.
Hey. Sometimes the bug hits and we got it big time, right? And I'm proud of the guys to step in, right? Every week I felt like we were asking another guy to step into a new role, right? You guys took those challenges regardless of the results.
I got one more for Raya. Okay, Raya was put in a tough spot, came all the way down here away from his family to come be a part of this family. Okay, and the guy gave us everything he had for the whole year, and I love his passion, and I appreciate him coming and being in our family.
We talked about that a few weeks ago. We sacrifice, right? A lot. There's a lot of times in life you have to figure you're trying to make decisions. You sacrifice something, but you don't know what's on the other end. Okay? He ended up, like, he helped us a ton. It didn't show on record, and it's hard to be away from home that way. Okay? You guys showed him a lot of love, people. Right? That shows a lot about you guys as people. Okay? We want to win games. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But if you guys can take something after this, right, into the rest of your life, if it's a commitment, if it's character, right, if it's love, right, if it's family, if it's having somebody's back, if you can take those things with you, right, for the rest of your life, we won. You guys got me? I know we want to win football games, right? You guys work your tails off, and I want you guys to win every single week as bad as you guys do. There's a big win, right, when you guys are 50 years old, right, and maybe can walk kind of on the sideline, or the staff, we can walk along the sideline, and you guys can come back and be around Black Tornado football for the rest of your life. Okay, you seniors, Black Tornado for life, right? That means something. You're talking about people who put a lot of time and sweat into this, okay? And if you can pull something from it, right? And you can be better because you're a part of our program in this school, big win, right? I love you guys. I love you guys. Get in here, get the last break. Remember, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family.